KDB. KDB. Beats Planet.
Listen, man, me and Will Steele, we like to read the chat while we working, man, while we setting up things. And I saw somebody in the chat. I think it was Nick Flores say, "Hey, man, the one thing I don't want to hear is Voch come on here and say this is going to be a short show." And, hey, man, relax. It's going to be a short show today, though. You know what I'm saying? My bad. It's going to be a short show today. Me and Will Steele was backstage talking. Somebody got blocked, man. So let me see if I can go. I think Swain got blocked on accident. So yeah, Swain, you're not in trouble, my guy. Let me just see if we can go find you. Let me go find you and pull you out the gulag.
Try to get the bots that dropped in here. And as soon as another comment came, boom, wrong person.
Yeah, man. You know, hot girls in your area was in here talking to Will Steele, missing his Swain.
Swain caught a stray on accident.
Swain caught a stray, man. It is what it is. Chat, I'm not gonna lie to y'all today, man. I was sitting around trying to figure out what we was gonna talk about, and on the normal, because we try to have a little bit of try to have a little bit of a consistency, you know what I mean? Just a little bit of a schedule here. We normally supposed to talk about the Washington Football Wizards offense today.
We're good. He's back.
Okay, cool. Swain good? Swain alive? Swain good?
Look like he good, yeah.
Swain good. So yeah, man, we were supposed to talk about the Washington Football Wizards offense today, man. But man, I got so sleepy just thinking about talking about them cheering, man. And, you know, they was all like, all right, we're going to start Taylor Heineke and bench Carson Wentz, but we're going to play Sam Howell a little bit. I'm like, man, what kind of game of Mary Smash?
Well, now they're starting Sam Howell.
Some nonsense, bro.
Yeah.
Some nonsense. And they had their whole playoff situation, whatever, Washington Football Wizards. That's y'all business. Yeah. But I decided, Will Steele, what would probably be a little more interesting is if we just talked about playoff outcomes, right?
Yeah.
If we just talked about, you know, just some of the paths that we could take, just some of the games and what they mean over the next Sunday or whatnot. Because 9 times out of 10, you know, whether we win or lose versus the Washington team, I don't know if we're gonna rest guys too much. I think guys will play. I think you know, Dak is getting warm. I think Tony Pollard is trying to get his 1,000-yard mark. There's some other little things we're doing. So I don't think that we're benching guys, because we do have things to play for. But if on a regular day a guy like D-Law get 30-something snaps, I imagine that'll look something like 15. You want it, Will Steele? You know what I mean? If JK get 60 on a regular, we're gonna see a lot of Izzy. You know what I mean? So we're trying to win the game. And we're starting the starters, but it's a little less intense than or just a little less, you know, reps than you know what it normally would be. All right, but I am your host, Lombardicus.
Hey, Voch.
I need a new Voch drop, VOCHLOMBARDI, and I'm being point guarded by the best in the business, Master William.
Haters. What's up, bro?
Appreciate you for being here. Before we get into this, man, I just wanted to do this. We didn't go live yesterday because it was just a very somber day in football coverage, you know what I mean? And the one thing that I didn't really want us to do was to get to, you know, hearsay-ish, you know, because we ain't really got the details. We just going based off what we see, and I don't want this thing to be gossipy in such a serious situation. You understand? So me and Will Steele are not going to talk about the Hamlin situation too much. We wish him well. Prayers to him and his family and all those that, you know, love him and things like that. I just don't want to be the show that's constantly, you know what I mean? Like, hey, let him heal. Let him heal. Let him get his treatment. You know what I'm saying? We're going to send positive vibes. We're not going to talk about the football game or when are we going to play it again? Like, we're not going to be that show that does any of that, man. We just want to keep it simple. Prayers to him and his family and all that. You know, we even saw guys retweeting videos of the hit on Twitter and things like I say, hey, that's somebody's son. That's somebody's son. You know what I mean? That's somebody's daddy. That's somebody, you know what I mean? So, you know, we just gonna on that serious note. That's why we weren't here yesterday. Very shortly addressing it now. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna move on and get into some Cowboy talk. You understand? Appreciate y'all for understanding. Appreciate y'all for understanding us not going live yesterday. Because every time we miss a day or we just a little bit late, they hit us up on Twitter like, Voch,
We got that. Yeah.
got any more of them? Got any more of them sound drops? Can I get a war call? I was cool, sir. That ain't even the right button, goddamn. I'll be mad. That's Blade Brown who ain't called us back since the Eagles.
I would love to hear from Blade Brown today after they're on their first losing streak, and things are a little messed up over there in Philly on the way into the playoffs. How you feeling, Blade? How's it going?
You know, Will, still life's so terrible for certain people, man. I ain't heard from Blade since the little Eagles streak. And especially what we did to him that next Monday. And I ain't heard from Martise since this CeeDee Lamb streak.
Didn't we want Martise to call in when he went off the 2 weeks ago? Then he had another good game. All right, man. I guess he yielded.
Sir, I haven't heard a thing from Martise, but this is my problem, right? If this Game of Thrones will still, and I'm fighting Jamie Lannister, two-hand Jamie Lannister when he was a gangster with the sword, right? If I'm fighting Jamie Lannister and I'm down and I'm on my knees and he got the sword, I just can't disappear from Twitter.
We can't go nowhere. We can't go nowhere.
I gotta holler, yield. And then Jamie will go, all right, bro, go ahead and get up. I was just bullshit. You know what I mean? But you gotta holler, yield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was watching Gladiator. My boy Russell Crowe said, hey, man, look, I know you about to cut my head off, but can I get a warrior's death? I yield, but can I get a warrior's death? And he was like, all right, go ahead and turn around. Let me give you a warrior's death. But then, Maximus got up, smacked the shit out of him. You know what I mean? You got to yield, bro.
I want to go back to your Game of Thrones. Remember when Jamie was trying to fight old boy and one of Jamie's people stabbed him in his leg? He like, hold on, man. He's supposed to be I wanted to fight him one-on-one. Ended up smacking dude upside the head because he stabbed him in the leg. But yeah, man, listen, come through. We want this to be fair. I don't want to stab you in the leg, Martise. Come on in. We want to know if you yield or if you want to put up a fight.
Hey, yo, Martise, we just want to talk. We just want to talk some cowboy with Martise. We ain't doing that now. Well, still, we'll get into some of these sound clips in a minute. We ain't got much. It's really Dan Quinn. He's talking about the big pass plays. He's talking about cornerback rotation. And he's talking about pass rush. You know, all these are things that are important. Not only are they important, but they're important if you're trying to win a football game in the postseason. Because the one thing that makes me sick, Will, is that when we got peanut butter, we ain't got jelly, bro. We got ham, we ain't got burger. You know, our defense goes on this elite run, and we like, Buccaneers and Ravens, Steelers, elite. And we go, man, if we just get this offense to score 21 points, we good, boy. All of a sudden, we get jelly. Boy, we score 28 points on a bad day. We get 4 touchdowns on a bad day.
We get the peanut butter, no jam, no jam. Help me now. Sing it. Peanut butter, no jam.
Boom, 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 boom.
What's going on, man? Peanut butter, no jam, man.
I just want two good things to happen at the same time, bro. And look, Will, this happened to a lot of teams, man. You know, Rams, the Bucs, when they went on their Super Bowl run, this was the time of year where they was trying to figure out their peanut butter and jam, They got to the playoffs and they was cool, bro. But goddamn, dog, you know how good we could be if we can get that first 3 weeks of defense,
man.
And what we. But Dan Quinn answered those questions. And if there's anybody that needs to answer some questions, particularly on this coaching staff about output, production, and adjustments or whatever, it'll be Dan Quinn. Kellen Moore makes me sick, Will, still, but we still score 28 points on a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Kellen ain't perfect, and we could probably average 50 points a game if Kellen was perfect. But Dak Prescott's so good. We get 28 points on a bad day. So, Dan, it's on you, bro.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But, Master William, I was looking at some of these playoff outcomes and scenarios that could possibly be happening. Sir, do you have a preferred path to the playoffs, or do you just not care? You just want to show up and just run it with whoever?
I am known path of least resistance guy. Well known. Yeah. I'd love to get the number one, get a bye, and only have to win 2 games. That's me.
Well, still, I was on social media. They was like, man, Voch, what you gonna take the easy way out? I say, man, look, if I can get back to back, like if I can get Panthers, Giants, you know what I mean,
I
and
don't
like
give a
Geno
damn.
Smith, I'll give Cowboys in the Super Bowl. I don't care about
I
nothing.
don't care.
I'll take path of least resistance.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
so I'm number one seed guy, but in reality, it looks like it's going to be Tampa, Dallas. So that just seems to be the reality, bro.
A lot of weird shit gonna have to happen for us to not play. Not a lot of weird shit, but some weird shit. But we'll still. I was like, yo, last week I was like, boy, the football guys is spitting, boy. I was like, they slide for us. I'm like, Eagles lose to the Saints and the Vikings, and I'm like, bro, you shitting me? Will still. I'm like the Vikings and the Eagles fall, Blade Brown,
and the Raiders had the Niners on the ropes. And
I'm like, Jared Stidham. I'm like, if they just didn't bench, if them boys didn't bench Derek Carr, boy, we might be looking at
number one seed possibility, man.
Gardner Minshew versus, and you know Dayball not gonna sit them dudes, Will. So you know Dayball tough. You want them tough, gritty dudes that want to play every game. Dog, we are a Derek Carr away from. I ain't gonna get myself worked up, Will, still. But if we're not gonna get the number one overall seed, like the number one seed, I'm cool with 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't got to win the East. I ain't got to be, I ain't got to be in that bye week conversation because there's a lot of good teams in the middle that I'd rather see later than earlier.
Well, I don't think, I think because we forced the Eagles to have to play Jalen Hurts this week.
That's huge.
I don't think you're going to get the number one. I think they'll win. They'll beat the Giants with Jalen Hurts. The Giants won't play their guys the whole time. So yeah, I'm kind of locked into 5 in my head.
Yeah. Well, still, do you think Jalen Hurts? So we know Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, or he's a good player. We'll just say player. You know, to keep it. He's a good player. He's been doing some good things at quarterback in terms of improvement. From the quarterback position, right? But I do feel like as I was watching Jalen Hurts at the end of the year, he was a little less productive than at the beginning of the year. And we had these roundtable conversations all the time. Man, if you do X, Y, Z to Jalen Hurts, he won't look as good as whatever, right?
Yeah.
And now we're forcing Jalen Hurts to come back and play from a shoulder strain on his throwing shoulder, right? Do you think Jalen Hurts, when he comes back, right? Do you think he's going to be good enough to overcome what that Eagles defense has been these last few weeks?
Well, listen, that injury and how they use him, I think is a bigger deal than anybody wants to lead on. We're under this assumption, I'll insert Jalen Hurts into the game and everything is everything. Yeah, they'll be better, but how healthy is he? That's an AC joint sprain for a quarterback that runs. So if you take his running threat away and you just make him pass, I'm not saying he can't pass the ball, but you're taking a big part away from that offense. So it'll come down to, can he run and not be at risk? Because he's a running quarterback. Your offense is predicated on the run, the threat of the run, and there's a twofold there. If you don't run him, you take away that part of the offense, and if you do run him, you risk him getting hurt again. So they listen, it is what it is. They ain't got no choice but to play him, but I don't think it's an ideal situation that he got hurt, when he got hurt, and how he got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not saying what is or is not going to happen with the Eagles, but that defense in particular, if Andy Dalton can drop 20 on you, and look, Andy almost gave that shit away, but if Andy Dalton dropping 20 and Dak dropping 40, when you get to the playoffs, ain't no more bad teams, bro. So I just want to see what that's gonna look like, man. That could be kind of weird. Another thing that I thought, just another upset that could happen. I think the one team that we all, I don't want to say have fear of, but the one team that I think would give us the most resistance would be San Fran right now. I don't think we're worried about too many NFC East teams. The Vikings are the Vikings, and I feel good about our chance versus the Eagles. But San Fran just got that little different magical little shit that they do to just make them a weird little matchup for people. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who they got playing at quarterback. But I started to think about something, Will, still. I saw a lot of people on social media, and they were just pretending like the Packers, right? They were pretending like the Packers were just this sure shot to be a playoff team because they were talking about being worried about playing against the Packers. And I'm like, I think the Seahawks got first go if they win, but if they lose, then if the Lions win, then the Lions are in the playoffs, then Packers.
No,
that ain't how I go. Please.
Packers win, they in.
So if the Packers win, they in. What about Seahawks?
Seattle has to win and have the Packers lose, I believe. And then in order for the Detroit Lions to get in, they got to win, and Seattle has to lose.
I see. So let's talk, Will, still. I don't really want the Lions in the playoffs because I think they're like hot right now, right?
Sure.
I think that they're getting their stride. But if the Lions do get into the playoffs, they got to see San Francisco first. I think they could beat San Francisco, Will, still.
Oh.
And I would much rather play the Lions. I don't want to play the Lions, but I would much rather play the Lions than San Francisco. So in my mind, what I was just thinking about when I was doing this show and texting the guys to do this stream, when I was thinking playoff talk, I was thinking, hey, Niners are like worrisome, but I'm rooting for the Lions to get in the playoffs so that they can get 49ers off our plate.
Man, but I don't even know what will have to happen for you to see Detroit right now with what's going on with the seeding. I think so. Minnesota so the Cowboys would play Minnesota in that case if Minnesota won and Dallas won, because Minnesota would play New York. It's a lot that have to happen there.
If it's Eagles, San Francisco at 2, Vikings 3, Bucs at 4, us 5, Giants 6, Lions 7. Then Eagles get the bye. Cowboys get
about the next round. The next round.
Yeah.
Like you're saying you want to see Detroit, or you're just saying Detroit knock out San Fran?
What I'm saying, in the very first round, what I prefer in wild card week, I want the Lions to beat the Packers and the Seahawks to somehow lose to the goddamn Rams, because I feel like right, 49ers would beat.
But you want Detroit to knock them out.
I want Detroit to knock out San Fran, so I ain't even got to deal with them. I will play the Lions in week 2 or 3 whenever I got to play them, or just whenever we see them. I want San Francisco at the playoffs, and I think the best team to do that is the Lions. I don't think that the Packers are good enough to beat the 49ers if they get there, or the Seahawks, but the Lions, I think, match up really well versus the 49ers, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think the Lions are one of those teams where it's like, hey man, you don't want to play them type situation, but I would. But I get it, right? Like they tough Dan Campbell, their defense has figured some things out. The offense is a good scheme, and they move and they can run. Tough squad. They're gonna fight you. But yeah, man, that'll be a hell of an upset.
At the end of the day, though, Will, still, they all good teams, and you gonna have to run into somebody.
Run into a big fight, yeah.
You gonna have to run into a fight anyway, man. But I don't want to see the old dudes neither, man. Like I know we got to get through Tom Brady and Tampa Bay, and Aaron Rodgers, and I wanted to avoid the old dudes, but all the trash teams that played the old dudes at the end of the season just let them hoes just get on the streak. So now we got to deal with them. But if we got to see somebody, man, or if we had to see some matchup to get somebody removed, I just thought about what the Lions would look like versus San Francisco in that week 1. But we may not get that because Seattle got the Rams, and
Dallas got to take care of Tampa.
100%, Mr. Wolf.
None
of this matters.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, hey, once you get to playoffs, man, it really don't matter about that second game because you don't know what's going to happen. You need to take care of what's in front of you.
Now, Will, still, I haven't said this yet publicly, and I haven't told you yet. I've told some other people, and I think we'll do this right now. Instead of going live on the volume for the playoff game, I kind of just want to go to Texas Live and chill out with some people. You know what I mean?
Come through.
I just want to, because I would love to know, to be in, as much shit as I talk about Cowboy fans, I do think it'll be fun to be in a playoff type environment surrounded by Cowboys fans. So that's something that I want to do. And man, look, tomorrow ain't promised, dog. Week 2 in the playoffs ain't promised, dog. Week 3 in the playoffs ain't promised. So I kind of just want
the vibes of being in person with a Cowboys fan as opposed to Twitter finger Cowboy fans is completely different during the game. You know, an incomplete pass happens, a missed tackle, a touchdown giving up happens. This player sucks. This person's this and that. In the game, everybody is dejected and like, we got to get this next one. And it's way more camaraderie in person, man. So I think you have a good time.
Fair enough. Let's get into some of these sound clips, Will. Still, I was about to ask you. We'll say that for a little, because I was looking at, San Francisco, they've been hot, but I looked at they past, 7 or 8 opponents or whatever, and I'm like, if the Cowboys beat these guys, we wouldn't have got credit for being hot. You know what I'm saying? They just whatever. But we'll talk about that another day. We got a whole playoff week to
The
get to.
conference has been unlocked.
If y'all want to call into the show, numbers on screen 202-926-1127, access code 309-104. Martise, Blade, Brown get priority, but everybody else, we would love to hear you. We'd love to hear from you. Let's get into some sound clips. Dan Quinn had availability. And I'm just trying to listen to Dan Quinn to see where his mind's at. You know what I mean? Because I know if the YouTubers see something, then the social media and the Twitter people see something, I know Dan sees it. You know what I mean? And there's been this blatant attack on cornerback too. Whoever that cornerback is, there's this attack on. It don't matter who the quarterback is. Josh Dobbs be the quarterback. Kirk Cousins, it don't matter. It could Heineke, whoever it is, they're gonna attack your quarterback, your cornerback too. And I don't think that's gonna stop. It's on film. There's also another nuanced question I want to ask you, Will, Steele. Real fast, run game stuff, right? When the Cowboys are running the football, you remember two teams have done it really, really well. But Jeff Okudah with the Lions and Maddox with the Eagles. There's this thing that these teams do with us sometimes in the run game where they'll take a DB and they'll add them to the box late and we don't block them because it's not a part of our O-line block equation. You know, like we'll block our front guys and we'll block our linebackers, but then like Maddox or like Jeff Okudah come in late and they go unblocked or whatever. Have you seen that?
Well, you're using those two as examples. If you go and look at some of those runs, they're not doing anything like pulling guys, misdirection, or hold that guy or nothing. If you just go and line up, and the Cowboys have a tendency now, like they run the ball on first and second down more than anybody in the league. So if I'm Jeff Okudah or if I'm who was it, Maddox? Yeah, I'm gonna cheat in because I know they're gonna run the ball. So, and if I'm just running a stretch play or I'm just running a flat out dive or something like that, I got the advantage now. So they're making it easy for those dudes, in my opinion, where if they use some eye candy, get some motion going, get some post snap action going, you make it more difficult, you make that person hesitate. I think they did play it differently though. I think Okudah was more of another edge guy. I think he was protecting the edge. Where Maddox, and I just remember one play, I don't remember two, but where Maddox just shot the gap and got the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Why I ask and why I bring those dudes up and why I can't help but notice is because we watch, we watch The Lion every week on Patreon, right? So I'm watching O-line and I'm looking for every reason to blame some shit on Connor McGovern because honestly, every time something bad happens, I look right for 66, and it's not 8 times out of 10 it's his fucking fault. But every time one of those DB type dudes run free from being there late, I'm like, man, whose job is it to block this dude? Then I'll do the O-line math. I'm like, nah, he's supposed to get linebacker. Connor McGovern's supposed to get, he didn't, but Connor McGovern was supposed to get this guy if he got beat. But then it'll just be a free running DB. And I'm like, man, I wonder, is that something that's happening on purpose, or is that like a scheme thing or a miscommunication thing?
Think about it. When you run, the Cowboys have ran the ball on first and second down the most in the league the last 3 weeks.
Trash.
If I'm a defensive back, right? If you're a defensive back and they come out in 12 personnel and I'm the nickel guy, I don't really have a man, right? Like if I'm playing that star coverage or that rover coverage, I'm like, I got the tight end, but the tight end shows that he's about to run block. Well, shit, and he's already in tight. I'm just going to completely disregard the pass. So I think we make it easier on these guys, especially when we're compromised up front. We don't have the horses that we had 5 weeks ago.
Kellen, it'd be fantastic if you could just pin them DBs in and just run outside or something. You know what I mean? Just I feel like there's an easy compromise for everything that we do wrong.
You got to figure it out.
We just don't do it. All right, let's get into the phone. Thank you so much, Will Steele. And look, that's how good this show is, Will Steele. We could put each other on the spot and you could just be like, well, here's my answer for that. You know what I mean? We just can't be on TV or something doing that, because then, TV people. You think Fox gonna be hiring somebody for Undisputed soon?
No. That's their money. That's their money maker, and it's Fox at the end of the day.
Yeah, Fox a little more edgy than the other guys or whatever. What about our good homie Bartholomew? You think he's gonna?
Man, that dude should have been going so many different times. That man is terrible.
Yeah, man, motherfucker. I ain't Bartholomew. Get him up out of it. But hey, y'all can tune into the goddamn volume and get Voch Lombardi and Will Steele. Dan Quinn. Dan, I don't know if you noticed, Dan, but boy, these big plays in the passing game the past couple weeks, Dan. Boy, just if you noticed, what you think about him and how we gonna fix him and shit like that. Dan Quinn said this,
and not just like one play or one thing that takes place, but
when you look at the overall thing, if I had a lack of focus play on, whether it was a run or a pass, those were generally ones that I thought were correctable. And those are the good things, because if we didn't have a tough ass mindset and guys that could go finish, I'd be hard pressed to say this is going to change in a week's time. But knowing that there were some ones to say, hey, this part, this focus, this, whether it was a communication or a technique error, I know not only have I seen it, I know we'll get it right. And that's why I was happy to see, those changes taking place.
Hey man, we got 355 people on the volume, about 1,000 together. Hey, hold on, Dan Quinn. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if anybody new is here, hey, shouts out to y'all. You know what I mean? Like we normally get like 200 on the volume, maybe 800 on the Voch side, but when the volume number goes up, I noticed. So if anybody's new in the chat, please feel free to say what's up so we can give a little welcome, because contract renegotiation, we gotta show our work. But what Dan Quinn was basically saying here, Will Steele, is he was saying, hey, I'm not panicking, bro, because this is more of a fixable thing. This is a correctable thing. It's a mistake or a communication thing or a little something that we can fix in a couple of days. Now, if we was trash and we was soft, we can't fix that in 1 week. If Nashawn Wright just don't run fast, then we can't fix that in a week. But the idea that maybe it's a miscommunication or just a little error by our own, that we can fix it in a short period of time. Now, Will Steele, cornerback 2, been getting whooped for a long time in the 2022 season. So what you got to say about that and Dan's response?
I said this earlier. He just has to find an answer, man. And really, honestly, also an answer to getting back to being that type of sack, pass rush demon team that the Cowboys were. I know a lot of people are going to say sacks don't matter. Sure, you may be right, but I think they matter for this team. I absolutely do, because if you go look at the Cowboys on third down over the second half of the season, they haven't been great. In the last 3 games, they've been the worst in the NFL, and that's because they're not getting home. Whether it be because they're being schemed, whatever you want to call it, right? They're just not getting home. But as for cornerback 2, I gotta say this real quick about not Kelvin Joseph, but Nashawn Wright.
Sean. Yeah.
I'm fine with him kind of giving up some plays if he's making some around that. I'm okay with that.
Gotta give me something back. Brown was like that too. Brown will give up his plays, but Brown will make some plays.
Yeah.
And we wanted to move on from Kelvin because Kelvin wasn't making
Kelvin's
plays.
not. Yeah, he gave up way too many. So, listen, he's going to get targeted, especially if you're going to play a Tom Brady. They're going to go after Nashawn, right? They're going to go after Deron Bland, things like that. But I don't know that there's a magic fix for cornerback 2 at this moment, aside from maybe, hey, Hooker, stop shading over to Diggs. Just literally shade to the cornerback 2 spot. And Nashawn Wright's going to make some mistakes. I think he made a mental error when Donovan Wilson came down to play that hook curl area, and he just gave up the deep ball, but he made up for it. He had another deep ball play where he played it well, and then he had a pick. So he's continuing to grow. I like to see that, but we're going to go into the playoffs like one eye on that quarterback 2 all playoffs, man.
Just shade them over there. They're not going to throw it, Diggs. Just shade the guys over there. I saw a couple people in the chat say that they are new here. Chat, can we get flames in the chat for the new people and a word call for them just one time? We ain't doing nothing else. Shouts out to y'all. Appreciate you. We love everybody that's new. If you're new here, I know a lot of people on my side, they know me a little better. But if you're new and you're not a Cowboys fan, we'll be doing draft content really soon. So hang tight, and when you do draft content, that's for all 32 teams. So we'll probably talk about a player that your team is going to draft at some point. So, hey, hang around. We'll love to have you.
This might be the most intense draft for me this year because I'm going to be working with you like hand in hand. So this will be very interesting for me because I just started getting into the draft about 3 years ago the way we do. But I know how you get into it. So this is going to be pretty fun.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of Fuster King. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of Jeff Kavanaugh tapping in. Dave Helman's going to be a little less busy because season's not going to be going on. We're going to be tapping in with him. Not going to give y'all the .com draft show or anything like that. But we got friends in this community. So draft season should be fun. We got Martise and Blade Brown on the phone, man. Like we just got
we
gonna get this Dan Quinn quote first though. Dan Quinn was asked about Nashawn and Deron Bland in particular. Dan had this to say.
We spoke about that just the other week, didn't we? Saying over the next couple of weeks there'd be some not trial and error, but tweaking, so to speak, to find the matchups that we had. And so I thought you've seen Bland both inside and outside, over the last few weeks, and Nashawn mostly outside. And I thought both guys have really, I thought made some strides and some progress that we wanted to see. We didn't get a chance to see McKenzie in this game. He was another person, that was going to be into the mix a little bit, but didn't play in the last game. So as we're moving forward, I'm starting to see what I needed to see in terms of how to feature the guys in their very best ways. But we do have one more, kind of one more opportunity, so to speak, to nail down how we want to go. Because like I said, once we get into the postseason, I really don't want to do a lot of shifting of the deck.
Hey man, we got, we got a game to figure this out. What was interesting about that to you, Will Steele?
I didn't peep that. I listened to his that presser earlier this morning when I was putting my show together, and I must have missed that part. But him kind of saying, we're trying to essentially figure things out. I've said that out loud, but to hear him say it out loud is like, okay. He really is just throwing shit at the wall and we'll see what sticks.
Will, that is the best possible way to say, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. We can
figure it out, man.
Look, we got 4 quarters to get it right. Because look, we've been saying this, Will. I said, hey, offense look good. Defense needs some work. We got 6 games to figure it out. All right, cool. We got 4 games to figure it out. Got a couple games to figure out. Now Dan Quinn like, hey man, Washington coming. He got some good receivers.
He pulling the Jerry. We're gonna pray about it.
Pray about it. He's gonna ask the Lord. We're gonna ask the Lord to fix our cornerback 2 problem. But look, every team ain't got a lot. Every team doesn't have 2 lockdown corners. Will still. Right. Like, teams get tried deep all the time and are less successful than not. So look, Dan's a professional, man. Dan knows way more football than me. Allegedly, he knows way more football than me, man. Like Dan should be able to fix this. You know what I mean? But Dan,
this is why I want the pass rush to come back to what it was. You know what I mean? Because a pass rush can help mask deficiencies on the back end.
Dan Quinn talking about the pass rush. I got this queued up. Then we're gonna fight our ops on the phone. Not Martise. He's not the ops. Blade Brown's the ops, but Martise is a friend of ours. That's just incorrect. But here's Dan Quinn talking about the pass rush. Then we're gonna get into the phones.
Okay, let's start. I think from most recent, I thought pressure-wise, it was good to see that in the game yesterday, or not yesterday, but in the game from Thursday, to where the sack numbers weren't as high. I think we had 2, but we were able to pressure the quarterback and knock him off the spot to, in that way, create a takeaway and create some momentum, so to speak. And I thought that helped in on the 3rd down. It really depends week to week. There's some times where a team's really going to be protection conscious to say, hey, we're not going to allow this guy or this guy to go. And it helps in the back end sometimes. Okay, a tight end staying in, a back staying in, and how does that affect it? So on this particular one, Jory, I don't know if it's one size fits all to say every game we'd love to rip it and go, but you do want to have chances to finish on the QB, because in those moments, obviously the yardage is a big deal, but also referring back to what we were talking about earlier, having chances to knock the ball off the QB, that's kind of the icing on the cake, so to speak. So we've certainly got work to do in both our stunts and when we want to, trap a quarterback inside. So it's one of the areas, heading into this week that is still right on the top of my list of things that we want to nail.
Hey man, clean up on double moves and find a way to save cornerback 2, and we shouldn't have many more problems on this defense. We only give up those big plays. We only give up points because of those big plays. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go ahead
and get home.
Get home.
I can't urge it. I can't express it enough. But let me tell you how insane Dallas's pass rush was for half of the year. They are currently number 2 in the NFL in sack percentage. Number 2, right? But over the last 3 weeks, they are second to last in the league. Damn. So what I mean by insane, over the last 3 weeks, their sack percentage is at 2.4%. So
you went so crazy in the first week, you can literally do nothing for 7 weeks. You can still be
right. Like that's nuts. You almost are at 0% in regards to sack percentage, and you're still number 2 in the league. That's how insane it was. And that's why we were talking about them being one of them ones, Voch, because they were going at an insane rate. And the only team to really keep up with that kind of rate has been Philly, because they're on the verge of, hitting. I think they might have got 70 sacks already. But if they're keeping their pace up, but I think Dallas needs to get back to that.
Martise, how you doing, sir?
Hello.
What's good with you?
I'm first, but
No, you going first, player. We gonna get to this expeditiously. Oh, what you thought we was gonna hang around, sir? What you thought we was gonna wait? What you thought you was gonna be fifth down the line? No, sir. We need to get to this expeditiously. We've been wanting to hear from you for days, Martise. For weeks, we've been wanting to hear from you, Martise. We just only want an update on your assessment of CeeDee Lamb and if he's a wide receiver one or not. How about this? Voch says this, time out, Martise. If you're new to the volume, right? Just say you're brand new. Everybody else in the chat, take your time. If you're new to the volume, just let us know if you think CeeDee Lamb is a wide receiver one or not. And then we'll get back to you real fast. Martise, please, sir, has your assessment changed at all?
My assessment of CeeDee Lamb has changed, but the answer to the question has.
How is that the case, Martise? How is that the case, Martise? Yield, sir. Yield, sir. Yield, sir. What is your problem? What's wrong with you? Yield. Martise, how is CeeDee Lamb still not a wide receiver one to you, sir?
And I'll say it and keep it really quick for y'all, and y'all can go ahead and, if you remember what I said in the beginning,
no, I
the
don't.
first time y'all hung up on me,
I remember a lot of what he said, and a lot of what he said, Lamb has proven wrong. Go ahead.
Right, Lamb is definitely proving that wrong. But go ahead, though, Martise. Go ahead.
It hasn't. I said
What?
he's an elite slot. And y'all hung up on me. I became copper and all the other stuff, right?
No.
Even now, when you look at CeeDee Lamb's numbers, it's close to 90% slot production.
I'm hanging up on you right now. Don't nobody care about where you lined up at. Come on, Martise. Huh?
Bro.
I didn't say he wasn't good. I didn't say he wasn't a high-level player. I'm very impressed. I haven't seen a drop
There's no way you're
in a
impressed.
long time.
There's no way you're
I
impressed.
haven't seen a fumble. I haven't
You
seen
think
any
Christian
more
Kirk is better?
miscommunication, not willing to take the hit.
I know Crystal.
So
He's a hater. I know.
I'm very impressed with what I've seen.
Right.
But as I said then,
I know
his
TJ.
numbers look great.
Right, Crow. He's
As I
hating.
said then,
Yes.
when I say league number one, not Dallas
Okay.
number one,
I know
think
Michael.
of
He's
guys
capping.
who
I know.
win
He's capping.
majority outside.
Right. That's
So
the
if
eye
he can
test.
translate this outside,
Martise. So you're saying you literally put on a film and you haven't seen him win outside?
no, I'm not saying never.
That sounded
No,
good.
no, no.
Okay, let me rephrase the word. You're saying you put on a film, you don't see him win a lot outside.
Has still been overwhelming slot. I've seen him win outside, but the majority of what I've seen has been overwhelming slot, movement, motion, all that, to a point where it's unbalanced.
Is Keenan Allen
You look at Justin Jefferson, you look at Tyreek Hill, they play in the slot. But when you look at the percentage of their catches, yards that come from the slot, it's way lower.
No, it's not. Justin Jefferson is number 1 or 2 in the league in slot yards. What are you talking about?
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is, sir.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he
I just
is.
looked at it last week.
Bro, Justin, all right, you keep going. I got you.
At number 1 or 2.
Oh, we gonna put this on. Hey, we gonna put you on that summer jam. Cause go ahead, we listening to you though, player. Go ahead.
I'll go pull up now. But like I said, right? What's the point of it? I said percentage. He's got, I don't know, hundreds more yards than CeeDee Lamb, 600 more yards or something, 500 more yards. So even if he's number 1 or 2, the percentage of his yards that are slot.
Okay.
It's more
Here you
balanced.
go. Justin Jefferson is number 3 in the NFL in receiving yards out of the slot.
Mm.
How many yards?
690.
He number 3. It don't matter. He number 3. It don't matter what. It don't matter how many yards he's got. He's number 3. The best wide receiver in football is number 3 in slot yards, sir.
Gosh.
Where's AJ Brown lined up in that? Will Steele. What's AJ Brown's numbers from slot?
Yards. He don't go in the slot much.
Where's CeeDee Lamb?
Keenan Allen or something. Give me another name or something. Because Justin Jefferson's not
been
enough.
hurt. Devontae Adams is in the top 10. Reek is in the top 10.
Tyreek Hill.
Jefferson's in the top 10.
Okay, Martise. Tyreek Hill is in the top 10. Is he not a number 1 receiver?
How many yards does Tyreek Hill have?
Tyreek Hill say CeeDee Lamb is his number 1 receiver. Bye, Martise. Bye, Martise. We getting you off the phone, sir. Get out of here, sir. I'm going to listen to Tyreek Hill, and I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to a real number one receiver tell me what a number one receiver look like, not a Martise. If you want to tell me what a Martise looks like, then I'll listen to you. But if not, I'm going to listen to Tyreek Hill. Have a good day, sir. That's how you talk to him, Will Steele.
He also said earlier in the year that he never wants to go back. Oh, is he still on the phone?
No, he's gone.
He also said he never ever wants to come back to this. He said that number ones are guys that dictate coverage and whatnot. There's no way in hell he's watching film and he's looking at what CeeDee Lamb is doing. I don't give a damn if it's in the slot or not. The coverage that he is dictating out of the slot or from the boundary is damn sure number one type of respect. He's the only fan that says CeeDee Lamb's not a number one receiver. If your definition of number one is he only can play on the outside majority of the time, what is it, 3 number one receivers in the league? You need to adapt what you believe is a number one receiver in 2022. This isn't 1991. This isn't wide receivers aren't on the outside of the numbers in the 3-point stance. Everything that Martise tried to say about CeeDee Lamb this year, CeeDee Lamb has proven him wrong. He's one on the outside. He's one on the inside. He's dictate coverage. He has ridiculous production. He said, when has he ever taken over games as a number one? He's got 5 100-yard wide receiver games since Dak has come back. Everything he has said about CeeDee Lamb has proven him wrong, but he continues to stand on this. So he's just being stubborn, man. And there's no need to ask him this question anymore. He will never come off of this stance. In 2022, he acting like it's 1984, and they in 3-point stances out there. Willfully ignorant.
And most importantly, he's Tyreek Hill's number one receiver.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
But it's okay.
The conference has been locked.
Blade Brown, what's good with you, sir?
Hey, Moxie.
Will said that wasn't the sound. That was him. Will. So I probably did it.
Almost identical.
It was him. What's good with you, Blade Brown, sir? How you doing, sir? What you got for the show?
Boss, you hurt my feelings the other day when you got on there after we lost to the Saints, man.
Y'all lost to the Saints?
You hurt my feelings.
Y'all lost to the Saints?
Yeah, we lost.
Oh,
yeah,
damn. I ain't know that shit, Blade Brown. I ain't know y'all did all that, man. My condolences, man. We'll never do that.
Are not worried about y'all are more worried about that than we are worried about that.
That's a lie, sir. That's a lie. Look, that's a lie. My team won on Thursday, dog. I ain't had nothing else to watch. What you mean? What nothing?
You made a whole video, a whole montage about baby brother this and baby brother. Let me ask you a question.
I work for the volume. I work for the volume. I got freedom. I got freedom of topics. Why you not yelling at me today? You normally yelling. You're a lot more calm than you normally are. What's going on now?
Ain't no weak. Listen.
Oh, and 2 would do that to you, won't it? Oh, and 2 would do that to you, won't it? I'm gonna let you talk. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Blade. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead, Blade. Go ahead.
After we clinch everything, come this.
After you do what? Because you're gonna have to win to do that. But go ahead.
Brother, have you looked at the spread? Where Vegas got the spread at?
Boy, that motherfucker spread last week. Boy, motherfuckers lost some money on that spread, didn't they? Boy, the Eagles messed up everybody parlays last week, boy.
Hold on. Oh, you know why Vegas got the spread like that? Because they not gonna play no starters, brother.
I have no clue. Brian Daboll is not gonna just yield. Brian Daboll is not gonna yield.
So if Saquon go out there and get hurt during this game right here, a meaningless game for them. You don't think Brian Daboll have his ass up out of there?
Daboll is not gonna. No. Daboll is not gonna yield.
He's not going anywhere.
Is not in jeopardy. Daboll's job is not in jeopardy. They are a playoff team with Daniel Jones. Daboll is his job security is fine, sir.
If Saquon goes out there and gets played, brother, his job is definitely in jeopardy, especially if they're not playing for nothing. You know how it works, man. Don't do that.
What about Andy Dalton's job? What about Andy Dalton's job? What about his job security?
Okay, so and let me get to that. First of all, if you're gonna tell the truth, tell the whole truth. Andy Dalton scored 13 points, bro. 13
That's
points.
A lot. That's a lot for Andy Dalton. That's a lot. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
I'm just saying 13 points, bro. Really?
Sure.
13.
Yeah, what about it?
You said 20. You said 20 earlier. That's a bold face slide. Me and you both know that. Gardner Mitchell would do a pick to them.
I didn't even know y'all lost for the look. I didn't even you told me y'all lost. I'm just going based off your information, sir.
Nah, I'm telling you what
Mike McCarthy never would have lost 2 games in a row like this, sir.
Bullshit.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. Even with his backup quarterback, he wouldn't.
Ooh.
Now y'all up here losing the backup quarterbacks. Y'all look, because Blade Brown, I remember. Let me get focused. I remember a couple of weeks ago, me and you had this conversation. You said the Eagles roster was better than the Cowboys roster from the rooter to the tutor. I'm from Mississippi. That means from top to bottom. You said the Eagles roster is better than the Cowboys. Then you also alluded, you and others on social media said that the Cowboys had an inferior coaching staff to the Eagles. You said that the Eagles coaching staff was much better. Let me ask you this. How come with 15 other Pro Bowlers on your squad, how come y'all can't get 2 wins versus one versus Saints, one versus the Cowboys with an ass quarterback, with a backup quarterback? Why can't y'all get a win with 15 Pro Bowlers and Gardner Minshew, who is a starter in this league? Why can't you get wins?
Let me.
0-2.
Look like a starter. Hold on, did Gardner Minshew really like a starter against the Saints?
Y'all got 15 Pro Bowlers. Y'all got 15 Pro Bowlers, and your team better from the rooter to the tutor. I need answers. I need answers. Because I need answers. Because goddamn Mike McCarthy can win 4 games with a backup. Why can't y'all win 2?
Okay, let me explain it to you.
Don't whisper now.
Our coaches are in a perplexed situation right
Turn
now.
this volume up, Will, so we can hear him. Go ahead. Turn this volume up, Will.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you, sir. But Wilson, come up a little louder so we can hear what he said. Go ahead, sir.
My coaches are in a perplexed situation right now.
Perplexed. Perplexed. Your coaches in what? You say where your coaches at? You say they in a perplexed situation. Child support is a perplexed situation. But a car accident, a goddamn plane crash is a perplexed situation. Goddamn, if my foot gets trapped in a hole and a crocodile in the hole, that's a perplexed situation. What you mean? Andy Dalton is a perplexed situation. Boy, you funny. I'm sorry.
Let me explain.
Okay, my bad. Okay, I'm sorry, please, sir. I'm
Let me explain why.
I apologize.
One, we did not tailor that game.
Oh, your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
We literally ran a RPO with Gardner Minshew on a 3rd down play, bro. That lets you know right there.
So hold on,
Oh wow! So
Blade Brown. So you saying that the Cowboys coach is better than y'all's?
No. I just think this because we know
we can win 4 games with a backup quarterback. Y'all can't win 2. And 1 versus a backup quarterback. Andy Dalton is a backup quarterback. Why couldn't y'all be the backup quarterback?
Wait a minute, how y'all better than us and our record is better than y'all?
So sir, we have a coaching staff that can make adjustments and adapt to our backup quarterback. Our quarterback gets hurt, we win 4 games. Your quarterback gets hurt, your fan base crumbles, sir. But now y'all in a conundrum. What he said they was in, Will Steele? They were in a
suplex or something like that.
Y'all was in a German goddamn belly to belly suplex, sir. What happened?
Let me explain to you why.
Tell me something.
With Cooper,
because I'm about to wipe my sweat again.
Hold on. With Cooper and Rush and Dak Prescott.
Cooper and Rush? Who? Amari Cooper and who?
Rush and Dakota Rain Prescott. You don't have to change your offense that much.
Y'all ain't beat Dak in a long time, so don't even put Dak in it.
Now, see, that's how I don't Blade, you know nothing about our team. You know nothing about our team to say that. You know nothing about our team. The Cowboys offense were 29th in the league with Cooper Rush at quarterback. When Dak got back, they changed. What do you mean?
Let me ask you this. So you telling me
just
that
because
Jalen Hurts
just because he ain't running don't mean they ain't changing.
Sir, what's your question? Hi, what's your question?
Are y'all telling me that Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts are the same type of quarterback?
That's not the point, sir.
That is not what we're telling you.
That's not the point.
You
Blade Brown
bragging about the depth of your team, but your backup can't beat a backup.
Damn, Will Steele. Shit, let me cut this.
Andy Dalton started for the Saints this year.
Andy Dalton's a backup, sir.
Gardner Minshew started a bunch of games then. So I guess Gardner Minshew ain't a backup. So when we whooped that ass with Gardner Minshew, it wasn't against your backup. I could play this game all day with you, Blade Brown. Just say it is what it is. Your team got dog walked against the Cowboys and got dog walked by a backup. Just say that. It's cool. You gotta clean it up.
Yield.
All these damn excuses you making. Y'all lost 2 in a row with this all-world team with Gardner Minshew to a backup. You got whooped. It's cool, Blade Brown. Just own it and take this L, this hot served L, and then come in next week and just win.
Let's be honest with you. Gardner Minshew threw for 350 on y'all.
And lost.
He ain't over 350 versus Andy Dalton. He ain't win the game. He ain't win the game, baby. I bet you wish he threw for 350 versus Andy Dalton, don't you, Playboy? It's all good.
You ain't let me finish. This is what I'm trying to
we let you finish, sir. You just ain't coming up with nothing that's worth listening to. Just yield, man. It's okay, bro.
They don't like to yield, man.
The reason why you guys are pumping up Gardner Minshew because he threw for 350 against y'all.
Pumping up no Gardner Minshew. He's a bag too.
He think we giving praise to go, bro. This is what we saying, Blade Brown. If your team is better from the rooter to the tutor, top to bottom, every position, and your coaching staff is better, y'all got 15 Pro Bowlers. Jalen Hurts would make 16. How come y'all can't win 2 games with a backup quarterback, Blade Brown?
Because one, let me finish. Let me tell you exactly why.
Because of suplex, huh? My back could be hurting too. Go ahead.
Our coaching staff did not change up the game plan to fit Gardner Minshew on against the Saints.
Neither did we.
We just didn't.
Neither do we.
When
my coaching staff good enough to run the same plays with that. Well, I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't agree with that.
Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott are more like than Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts.
Hang up on this fool. He did not just say that.
Right, let me go ahead and get you up out of here, Blade Brown. I appreciate you for calling in, though, Blade Brown. I'll go ahead. I appreciate for calling in. Well, still, if he says, hey, my coaches just can't make the adjustment, isn't our coaching staff better? Ain't that what that mean?
He don't want to yield.
Y'all gonna learn today, boy. Y'all gonna learn today, boy. Appreciate you. That's y'all gonna learn today, boy. DJ, what's up, man?
Hey, what's good, guys? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, sir. Go ahead.
So he's saying the 3rd and 30 happens with Cooper Rush. Is that what he was saying? I just need clarification.
Man, your mama sure does care about your school.
God damn. Go ahead, DJ.
24 for 24 getting zone coverage. That happens with Cooper Rush. That's what you're saying?
Hey, man.
Man, these people have no clue.
Hey, man.
Or the fact that the reason we were saying that was Jalen Hurts scored 26 points and Gardner Minshew scored 27. I mean, that seems similar to me. That's more identical than going from 26 to 1st with Dak Prescott versus Cooper Rush.
DJ spitting.
But anyway, I digress.
Hey, man, DJ spitting. DJ spitting today. But go ahead. DJ spitting today.
Anyway, man, the more I think about it, the less and less, because y'all mentioned earlier that we don't want to play Detroit. And the more I think about it, if Aaron Rodgers makes it, he's on a very similar path. The Packers are on a very similar path to what the Lions are doing. So that makes me want to see him less. Not only, has he kind of had our number since 2016, but on top of that, we're looking at basically, seeing him after he figured everything out. He beat us when they were still terrible this year already. So to see them after they figured everything out and they have an identity now is something that's a little bit less, favorable in my opinion. But I mean, either way, we're not going to see them in the first round. We got to get past Tom Brady, which Tom Brady has a lot of those similar things. The big thing that I want to see from them is not have just start fast, which when this team this year is taking the game serious, they've started fast. So as long as they do that, I think there's really nobody like we talked about the other day. There's nobody that really I feel is too big of a. There's going to be a challenge, but there's nobody that seems insurmountable in my personal opinion.
Fair enough. Fair enough. DJ, appreciate you for your contribution. We had a good laugh with your opening statement, sir. It was godly. You have a good day now, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Man, DJ, man. I would love to know what an argument would sound like between Martise and Blade Brown and how long it'll last.
Oh, Jesus.
Pass out from a lack of oxygen because they won't yield. Neither one of them will yield. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Chat is 417. Phones is 417. I love y'all to pieces. We just want to speed these calls up just a little bit. Just a little bit, because we're going to get to all y'all, but just speed them up just a little bit. Love y'all to pieces. Let's get into them. Los, what's up, sir? We haven't heard from you in a minute. Welcome back home. How you doing today?
Buenos tardes, mi leyendas, Skywalker, Steele, y Voch Lombardi. How are y'all today, man?
Shit, I'm good.
Bueno.
Muy bien. Shit, muy tranquilo. You know what I'm saying? Que pasa contigo, you know?
Hey, I bet it's a better weekend with Lattimore getting that pick six, taking to the cry, Eagles cry. You know what I'm saying?
But they but they didn't suplex, so that don't count. You know what I'm saying? They didn't suplex. The coaches got suplex, so it don't even count.
We all know they were frauds, but we're not gonna say it because then there's gonna be a whole other argument. But let me get straight to my point, and then I'll let y'all go because I know y'all got callers.
Of course, appreciate
so
you.
This come these playoffs, it doesn't matter who we line up against. We just gotta play our damn game. All right? Because last time we lined up against a playoff contender, it seems like we forgot how to play football.
Yeah.
And I feel just pressure situations either create superstars or they create busts.
Right.
And I feel like it's come to a point where, yes, we come time and time again to playoff contention, but Dak can't do it all, and this defense can't do it all. But, I mean, if both of them were to play to their expectations,
got the mandible close.
I mean, damn it, Voch, you didn't say it. No one can stop us.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who we line up against, as long as we play our game, and that's it. We go to the Super Bowl, and that's all I got to say, Voch. Peace out.
Appreciate you, man. We'll still somebody in the chat say, why they just can't bend the knee and yield? I'm like, yeah.
Shit, we got to come on here and do that.
Look, let me tell you something.
Can't duck it.
We can't help but to yield. Because y'all know exactly where to find us, right? Like if JB74 say something crazy, JB74 could just disappear and not have to be held accountable.
Like those people earlier that was saying Cooper Rush need to stay in over Dak Prescott. These boys nuts or whatever his name is. He don't even come in here no more. But, yeah.
Where did they go? Where did the Super Cooper Trooper fans go?
They go.
But we say something crazy, I gotta come and explain myself expeditiously. You know what I'm saying? Like we here for y'all. You know what I mean? So fair enough. But we just gonna keep, we just gonna keep on winning for now. We'll still, but there will be a day where we got to bend the knee and yield, and we'll do it. So Martise, go ahead and bend the knee and yield. Tariq, what's up, Reek? How you doing today, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Voch? What's going on, Sky? What's going on, Cowboy Nation?
Life good, player.
My thing is with the Eagle fans, I don't want to hear nothing they gotta say. They sound stupid as hell right now.
Sound hurt.
Yeah, take your loss, man. Y'all gave us a loss, we gave you back another loss. Hopefully your quarterback will be back in the playoffs and we meet for the real finale. Mm-hmm. And let's see who wins. You know what I'm saying? For the real bragging rights, who home. Right. They better hope their quarterback can heal that shoulder up like Dak had to. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as us, I just really believe that we have to play good football this last game and hopefully come out with no injuries, nothing like that. I just want to see a well played game because I really believe that the Commanders is going to give us a good game. Regardless, I think they're gonna give us a good game regardless, and hopefully we can get it together before these playoffs start. I really don't give a damn who we meet, but I really want Tom Brady, though. I want Tom Brady. I'm still holding Dak to what he said to him last year in the first game last year, and we lost. That I'm gonna see you in the playoffs. I'm gonna see you later. Yeah. It's time for Dak to cash that ticket in. I'm ready for him to cash that ticket in because for some reason. I know people getting on Dak Prescott about shooting the interceptions, but at the same time, I want him to throw the ball. I want him to, do what he got to do to win these games. I would like him for it to calm down a little bit, but at the same time, too, he's putting a lot of these passes on the money. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that we got a person like T.Y. Hilton up in here to help pump CeeDee Lamb up even more to be that number one top dog that we know he is. But other than that, man. It's on the coaches and on the players, man. What we gonna do, man? You know what I mean?
For sure.
Are we gonna get on the pilot shit or we gonna get off? What I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But I'm out, man.
Good call, Rick. Appreciate you, man. It is on the coaches, though. We'll say it is honestly on the coaches. If Dan Quinn can make his adjustment and Kellen Moore cannot just throw the shit away, I feel good about our chances, man. Easy peasy.
Just need to get hot for 3. Was it 3 games? 1, 2, 4 games.
4 games is all we need. Look, I don't even need Kellen to be in that bag very long. If Kellen calls 180 good plays, they ain't gotta be perfect plays. They ain't gotta be, just call 180 good plays, Kellen. We'll be fine. You can call 180 plays. And promised land. Let's go Kev from Michigan, see what he's talking about. What's up, Kev?
What's going on, Voch? What's going on, Sky? How y'all feeling today?
Yo.
We just, you know what I mean? We just working, brother. We working. What you got for us?
I feel it. My thing was, I kind of wanted to mimic a little bit of one of the previous callers, their opinions. I forgot his name. I think his name's Reek.
Yeah,
something
Martins,
like that.
Martins from Philly.
But the fact that our matchups, like going forward, say the Lions lose to the Packers,
okay.
Seahawks, they not in.
So it's Green Bay.
I like that matchup. I like that matchup for us because 49ers and Packers gonna have a hell of a matchup. You get two guys that are like really, yeah, they'll be really familiar with each other, and you have like a Packers team that's really pissed off at how they went out in the playoffs last year, and they get to go to a warmer like West Coast, location, and actually they play the game where they don't have to like run the ball 87 times a game, even though that's how the Packers play.
Sure.
I like that. I like that for us. I like that for us because you get one of them taken out. You get the fearful 49ers that they're rolling high right now. They're feeling themselves against a Packers team that has the experience and that they really kind of are feeling themselves too.
Right.
Against like this Detroit team that's like really hot. Even though Detroit, even though I'm Kev from Michigan, them boys, they not going to like lay down.
No.
The Lions, they're going to put up a hell of a fight.
Right.
If they beat them, then they know that they're actually like scorching. So my thing is, if we get those guys out the way, and we keep on playing the way we played, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. And then in the second round, if that's who we get, who is like the Packers or the Eagles, then we'll be just fine because we have a lot of shit against them. So, or at least have the emotional component to go into that game to fight our best fight.
Yeah, good call, Kerry. Appreciate you, brother.
Always, man.
Yes, sir. Damn, Kev had a point. Kev had a point I wanted to respond to, but I forget. Will Steele, do you think Green Bay can beat San Francisco?
No.
I think the only team that beats San Francisco out of those three is Detroit. Is because they are a tough team relatively, and they can put points up. That's just what I think. You know what I mean? I think if it's Geno in Seattle and even this version of Aaron Rodgers, I think San Francisco beat the shit out of them and they move on to the second round.
I feel like the Niners have their number in the playoffs. I don't think they've beaten the Niners in the playoffs in the last like 4 chances or something.
Niners keep beating the shit out of Green Bay in the playoffs.
And it don't matter. You can't be like, well, they got Brock Purdy, bruh. Bull threw for like 8 pass attempts last year in the snowstorm and won. So
that don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Let's see. Okay, cool. JR, what up? Turn your TV down, JR. Sky. JR.
Oh shoot, what's good, baby?
Hey,
JR, you gotta be listening on your phone, man. You can't just be.
God, what's good, baby?
What's good with your big dog? Turn on your TV, though. Turn on your TV.
Hey, Chris couldn't have said it no better. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what it sounds like when the Eagles cry. Yeah, dog.
Turn on your TV. Okay.
Man, let me tell you something, boy. If it wasn't anything that picked me up today, man, Blake Brown getting on there talking about how his coaches got suplex.
I just got suplex. Turn the TV down. I know.
I've never heard that one. Hey, so why did your team lose, man? We was perplexed.
Our coaches was in a perplexing.
They were in a perplexed situation.
Like, well, still, if you at the zoo and you fall into the cage with a gorilla, that's a perplexed situation.
That's a new one, bro. That's a
like
that's a new one.
If you in the middle of the ocean with no lifeboat surrounded by sharks, that's a perplexing situation, sir. You know what I mean? If you accidentally smack Mike Tyson mom and he saw you do it, that's a perplexing situation. Andy Dalton shouldn't be perplexing nobody. But go on, JR. We listening to you. We listening, sir. Go ahead.
Boy, hold on.
You ever seen a roach with wings? That's perplexing. But go ahead, JR.
Then you tag team and Sky got in.
Right. That's crazy, man.
Hold on, bro.
My coaches didn't know what to do, but they the best coaching staff. Man, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's crazy. Straight TV dad, JR. Yeah.
Ghostface said that boy tickled pink.
We love you, baby. We didn't get jokes. We love you, baby. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you calling in. You know what I'm talking about? Yep. Hey, and Marquise is defending his honor in the chat as we speak.
Yeah, Marquise turned the
you know
TV down, though. Yeah.
That's why I love this show, man. That's why I love this show. You know what I'm saying?
I need somebody to love me as much as Marquise stand on this CeeDee Lamb at number one.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. Oh yeah, this
Michelle, you need to love me as strong as Marquise love saying CeeDee
it would be a good segment
You'll love
if y'all did the whole yield and y'all pull up clips of people talking all, you know what I'm saying, big cash in the Cowboys, like Shady McCoy, he on there. Oh, that ass there. You know what I'm saying? He got that big, you know, he kind of got that big neck, and he be sitting up there like he got one of them preacher necks. You know what I'm talking about? He be wearing them turtleneck. You know what I'm talking about? He built like somebody reverend. You know what I'm talking about? Get his clip, then put, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Let them play it. They be like, yield and just, you know, trash them. You know what I'm talking about? Then pull somebody else up and let them talk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody but Cal and Cal heard, you know what I'm talking about? And then just let them go. And they be like, yeah, and then while you on their head, you know what I'm talking about? I think that might be a good thing y'all could do, you know what I'm saying?
We'll work.
And go ahead and put that application in Fox Sports because they're going to be needing somebody, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to let y'all know. That's all I got. I love y'all, baby. Y'all going to hold it down, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, JR. Good call, man. Yo, Will, I'm convinced that when JR called us, he talk on the phone like this. Hey, man, let me tell y'all boys something. Let me tell you. Hey, look, we be talking to him. Here, look, he don't hear us. Hey, man, look, boy, let me tell y'all something. Boy, look, let me that one Blade Brown call. Blade Brown. What's that now, man? It's crazy, man. But anyway, what I wanted to ask you, if CeeDee Lamb were to eclipse 1,700 yards, where would he rank in the 88 standings and his legacy as a Dallas Cowboy? I appreciate y'all, boy. Pete. Shouts out to JR, man. Shouts out to JR. Let's get one last call in before we read supers. Then we'll talk to the chat for like 2 seconds. We'll clock out of here. Appreciate you. 205, what's up? Who this?
Man, it's Cam, man. Cam from over there at Law Nation.
Damn, Cam.
I be over here too, and look, I be listening, man, because look, I ain't never just called in. You feel me? Because I've been said everything at 11 o'clock on Law Channel, but I said, you know what? Voch, my boy, I'm a long time listener. Let me start calling in with Voch. First of all, what I want to say to them Eagle fans is, y'all have nothing to say.
Oh boy,
you have nothing to say. We don't want to hear your excuses because we could have had an excuse and said, "Oh, Cooper Rush is out there," but y'all want to, Gardner Minshew's out there, and want to cry. We ain't got time for that. It's football. Y'all some professionals. If you're a professional, then you're supposed to play like that.
Right.
Y'all garbage. Y'all lost against Andy Dalton, somebody who couldn't do shit for the Cowboys. I'm just saying.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So for them Eagle fans, we don't want to hear none of y'all got to say. Vox don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Boss talk don't want to hear it. Mr. Ron, none of us we don't want to hear it.
We'll still don't want to hear it.
Second of all, stop trashing Dak. Dak Ben had y'all number.
Ben had it.
And he y'all daddy.
Right.
I don't want to hear shit about Jalen Hurts. I'm from the 205. I'm an Alabama fan. Jalen Hurts couldn't get it done in the big game for Bama, and we all seen it. So I don't want to hear nothing about Jalen Hurts. It just is. It is what it is. And my whole thing is, if y'all had that energy when y'all seen us,
right,
this for the second time, then you know the Cowboy fans would have just shut up, but y'all didn't have that same energy. So for y'all Eagle fans, I don't want to hear it.
Right.
I don't want to hear it, period. Because y'all talk, but y'all couldn't walk that walk. And then y'all was saying that whole week, oh, even with our backup, we'll still beat y'all. But it didn't happen.
Will still did. Yeah.
Now when Voch get on y'all case, y'all want to cry. Y'all want to pout. Y'all want to explain yourself. Oh, we're in a perplexed situation.
Right.
But they was in a perplexed situation when they versus us, Voch, because they had that dog out there.
Come on, man.
And his name is Dakota Rain Prescott.
Perfect.
And that defensive hours. You feel me? So I don't want to hear nothing they got to say. I don't want to hear they cry because that's all they know how to do is cry when shit don't go their way.
Man. Cam, listen,
when
man.
it don't go their way.
Yo, Cam,
What you gotta say about it?
incredible call, sir. Because listen, I'm out here fighting these fights every single day, and they just refuse to yield. They refuse to comply, sir. But you know what, though? It's only so far you can run. Dak Prescott ain't lost to them gentlemen in years, and I just anticipate that trend to continue to be a thing. Because if we fight 11 times, and I beat you 8 times, and 3 of them times I really beat the shit out you, and you still call me trash and I can't fight, then you're the one delusional. Cam, I just put you down platinum, man. Next time you call in, I know it's you, man.
Hey, and one thing, Voch, I want to ask you a question.
Please, sir.
Didn't Jalen Hurts lose against Washington?
In the playoffs?
No. Jalen Hurts lose against Washington when they played them the second time.
The Washington Football Wizards, yes, sir. He lost to the Washington Football Wizards, yes, sir.
Okay, and then they lose against us when they played us the second time, right?
They lost to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Jalen Hurts didn't, but the Eagles did, for sure.
And now they finna play the New York Giants for the 3rd time. They finna lose again, man.
Division opponents is what you're saying.
Right.
Let's see what happens, Cam. I like it.
And they delusional, man. But I thank you for putting me down as Pat, man. Like I said, long time listener, man. But this is my first time calling, and I'll make sure I keep on calling in, man. Because I ain't gonna spit nothing but facts. You feel me? Yeah. And it's all about the Cowboys. At the end of the day, we them boys, man.
Good call. Appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Fantastic calls today, man. Chat, give yourselves a hand, man. Put some flames in the chat for y'allselves, man, for being a great audience today. Give it up for the ladies tonight. Look at all the ladies. Give it up to them. What are Capricorns tonight? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Look, you know how they be saying at the club.
Yeah.
Don't forget to tip your bartenders, please.
Like, damn, dog.
Twerk contest, $100 prize. Come on out here. Nah, let's get busy, man. Let's get busy. Because we will get canceled today. We'll do it. We've been begging to get canceled, Will, still, but no. We will not host any volume twerk contest, sir.
No. Those days of my life are over.
All right, cool. Here we go. On the volume, we're reading super chats today. On the volume, Guillotine 06 dropped a dime in the super chat. Says, I came late, so I don't know if it was answered, but Detroit beat San Francisco and Giants beat Minnesota. We host the Giants in the 2nd round, and Detroit goes to Philly. That's the path of least resistance. So there you go, Will. Still, we'll get who they say? We'll get Tampa Bay week 1, and we'll get the Giants week 2. There you go. Sam Rowe, aka Sam Rowe, aka dark skinned Voch burner account. Hilarious.
What?
As an Eagles fan, Blade Brandt, he said, as an Eagles fan, Blade Brown is the smartest Eagles fan ever. Appreciate you, Sam Rowe. Appreciate you, Sam Rowe. Hey man, look, we like Alex, the Eagles fan, but Alex ain't even been here, man. I thought something happened to Alex's computer or something maybe his PC broke, but Alex was in my Twitch the other day, so Alex cool. He just ain't been watching volume. He's just, you know what I mean? But shouts out to Alex, man. He can come and go as he please. Martise still fighting in the chat. I like that about Martise, man. Martise will be wrong all day. You hear me?
He ain't moving off of it.
He don't care
he
nothing.
Be loud and wrong until he die.
All day he'll be wrong. And on the Voch side of the volume, Martise dropped a deuce in the super chat. Appreciate you, Martise. He dropped the little eyes in there. That was 2 days ago. No, that's today. Yesterday. He dropped a little eyes in the super chat. Yes, sir. We was looking for you. Appreciate you though. Rush Merck 9 dropped a 5 in the super chat. Says Voch and Steele. I don't know why y'all picking teams that you would rather play. They have weaknesses too. Voch, I don't know why y'all picking teams that you would rather play. Okay, cool.
Conversation.
It's just conversation, content. We got to do this 5 days a week, twice a week. But just some fun playoff talk. I mean, because like we said, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to play somebody tough regardless. Like you're gonna have to have a tough fight at some point. So you'll live with it there, but path of least resistance is always fun. I want the results. I don't need bragging rights when I get there.
Yeah, I don't care. No one's gonna say, well, you played. Who's the other? Who's some of the guys over there on the AFC that might get in? You played Mac Jones in the Super Bowl, and
Mac Jones got there. That's all that matters. D Chain dropped a deuce and says, anybody heard from McCoy? Go Cowboys. I think McCoy is fine. I think he hit us up in the group chat, but we'll definitely check on him. Appreciate you. Sheldon Lewis dropped 5 and says, look at his numbers. Then remember he didn't have his quarterback for 5 weeks. CeeDee Lamb's numbers. And think about the idea that Dak Prescott didn't come back to, but that's not new with CeeDee Lamb because even his rookie campaign, he was a 1,000-yard receiver then, or he was close to 1,000 yards. I think he was a 1,000-yard guy then too. So yeah, CeeDee Lamb has always had backup quarterback. So, or for the majority of his career, he's had backup quarterback. So
yeah, don't feed the trolls.
But appreciate you though. Sheldon came back and dropped another deuce and says Eagles need to get down or lay down DC4L for sure, sir. Appreciate you. Dan O dropped a 5 in the super chat. Appreciate you, sir. He says Lamb has established himself clearly as a number 1. It does not matter where he lines up. He's killing fools. That's what matters, sir.
There you go. He's been winning all year everywhere.
That's all that matters. And Mr. Lee hit him with a little flight of the bumblebee. Mr. Lee dropped a deuce and says, watching on rewind, but Billy D needs to be let loose. Speaking on Sam Williams there, yeah, man, Sam will get going. Sam will get back going. I just think the whole D-line needs to get back in their groove of, getting home. But I think it'll happen. It'll happen for sure. Chat, do y'all have any questions? What time it is? It's 1:24. We'll go for 40 seconds. Chat, y'all got anything before we get up out of here? Anything else, chat, before we go? Sick of this. Oh, here we go. I got a little bit of work. We ain't seen Marcus Harrison in a minute, but we're going to get right today. All right. Where my glasses at? We're going to read this in slow motion. We love you, Marcus Harrison. We praying for you and the missus. You hear me? But let's get into this. Let's do this. Marcus Harrison says, at the volume, that's me and Will Steele. At the volume, the following quote is dedicated to Martise and Mr. Brown. Okay, let's listen, everybody. The truth has no defense. The truth has no defense against a fool determined to believe a lie. Will Steele, come on, man. The truth has no defense against a fool determined to believe a lie. Salute to Voch, Sky, and the chat. Appreciate y'all. We appreciate you,
Martise.
Swatty cop, sir.
Appreciate you, Martise.
Marquise, appreciate you for your quote, sir. Chat, good show today. We ain't really talk about watching football and then we'll talk about it tomorrow, give you a little preview, but we know what the business is. We previewed them before. Ain't much change. They started the rookie, and last time they were starting Carson Wentz or something. So same thing. They're playing a rookie again. They're playing another rookie this week.
They might get a mess around, get an upgrade. Wentz.
Yeah. They may have gotten better at quarterback. I don't know. But hey man, this is our Wednesday show. Appreciate y'all for being patient with us. Appreciate y'all for hanging in there during these vacation hours, during these holiday hours. But if the banks close, we close. So we're gonna stand by that. And we just want this work-life balance, not just for me, but the rest of my staff, record label, and my crew. So appreciate y'all for understanding that. If y'all want to follow me on all my social medias, it's Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI. And also leave a like on the volume page. page. If you're new here and you like what we do here at the Volume, that's the best way to let the Volume know that we are indeed over here spitting. All right, salute to y'all. Follow my man's Will Steele on his page. You're the best point guard in the business, sir. Salute to you. Skywalker Steele. Skywalker. Steele. On social medias and not like Instagram and nothing, but his Twitter or whatever is Skywalker Steele. And you can catch me in the morning, A to Z Dallas on the YouTube. 8:30-ish, but we'll take y'all all the way to 10 o'clock. Y'all hold down for the Dose and Peace Weeks. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Volume. Bring TV down.
Planet.